We won 3-0. I had to get Jordan in the building. We're going to waffle about Arsenal. Yeah. I rise to the banger. I have to show my thing.
Against this right back, Charlie's definitely.
Hey, my guy Jordan, we're in the building. We've been trying to get this live stream for a while. God, you know what they say? God does everything for a reason, because we beat Real Madrid 3-0. What are you saying, bro?
Planned it, man. There you go. You're welcome. You're welcome, man. You're welcome, brother. I deliver. You know, just call me Thierry Henry. I always deliver when it matters most. You know what I mean? You're welcome.
Yo, man. The first thing I'm go on.
As well, you two, you're all welcome. Thank you later. I mean,
the first thing we're gonna ask you, I was just on the stream with Ranch here, and he told me to ask you. You were saying Lewis-Skelly is Ashley Cole reincarnated. Like, he was asking me to ask you to address these things. It's a mad comment, as good as he was.
I don't know if I said reincarnated. Big up Rand first of all. All type Rand. I think I actually said he's. I think I said he's the best left back since Cole. You know what? I'm chatting. Maybe I did say that actually. Because you know what? Because I rate him high. I rate the kid high.
I rate him, but you really believe that? That's a mad thing, you know.
Well, look, I think we'd agree. Ashley Cole is arguably the greatest left back of the modern generation, right? You're looking at Cole's in that discussion with Maldini, right? He's in that.
I don't want to make it too big, but he's that. So he's the best.
So hang on, how could you then shoot me down for saying that Lewis-Skelly is the regen of Cole?
I'm not shooting you down. Yeah. I'm saying the man are asking. The man are saying you said that. I didn't say it.
And then
you're wrong, you know.
Like, yeah, he's better than Maldini.
I did not say you're wrong, you know. I didn't say you're wrong. I just said the man asked you for your comment. I didn't say you're wrong. You're a journalist. It's your job to get it involved.
Rand's got me rattled now. You see what it is? Rand's got me rattled. I don't like that. I'm going to text Rand later on. He's got me rattled. But for clarity, I probably did say that. And look, it's debatable. Some would say maybe that's a little bit of a step too far. But I think his ceiling is really, really high. I think his ceiling is high. I think he's got the look. It's been 15 games, right? So I don't like to judge players.
Yeah, some would say you're moving excited then.
Well, and that's not like me, because normally I like to give a couple of years before I really kind of settle on a player and think about.
We see you on Channel 4. We know you're very articulate in that.
It's not even that. It's just more a thing of I don't like to gas on like he's crap or he's great unless I see something obvious. Like, okay, give me a quick example. I called Anthony on his debut. Anthony on his debut scored against Arsenal at Old Trafford, right? He played for 65 minutes, I think, 70 minutes. I remember in all my group chats saying he ain't gonna make it.
Idiot goal against Zinchenko.
I got battered. Yeah, because what do you mean? I saw from the get-go the step-overs. Nah, bro, you're not fooling me. His selfishness, I just saw it. So him falling off now is no surprise to me. So sometimes I'll make a quick call because I know my football. I can be like, nah, this kid's got something, or nah, he's not the one. But normally I like to wait a little bit of time before I kind of really settle on a playable way. But Lewis-Skelly's a problem. He's a problem.
I want to ask you a double-edged question about Lewis-Skelly. First thing is, obviously, how do you feel he's portrayed in the media? Because I know, you know, but like people might not know. And two, what do you make of his performance against Real Madrid? And what have you made of his time in general at Arsenal at the moment? It's been a great 8 months.
First of all, am I coming through my microphone? I've had some issues with my mic. Am I sounding clear and crisp?
I don't know, you know. I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask because you just sound how you sound if I speak to you, bro. I just your voice, innit?
No, what? I'm not. I am now.
You sound. Do you know what? Now, whenever you just spoke, you did sound a bit more crisper than you did at the beginning. I don't know if that means anything.
Is that what? I sound better now, yeah.
Yeah.
Viewers, let us know if I sound a bit better now. Because
he said you're crap, but that was before you just said what you said.
Okay, all right.
We're not audio duns. We're football duns.
We're trying to think.
Hello?
So first your question, what do I think of the media representation of Lewis-Skelly? Look, I think there's been perceptions placed upon him based off of incidents that have happened on the pitch. So the red cards that he's got, one being rescinded. I think there's generally an element of, in this country, we like to shoot down talent and rising stars early anyway. I think that's just like something that this country does. And I think there's been an element of just giving this kid a hard time unnecessarily. I don't quite know why that is, because the kid he's not done anything particularly bad as far as I'm concerned. But the elephant in the room for me is also the fact that this is a black kid. And I know people were saying, oh, you're always bringing up racism. Oh, you're always bringing up the black thing. Oh, you're always doing this. I don't business. There's definitely an unconscious bias that I think we judge him differently to how we judge another rising kid that may be white or not black. So I think that kind of subtly plays a role in how people perceive him. I think that there's a confidence that I think is being construed as arrogance. Do you know what I mean? So you still there, by the way?
Yeah, I'm there, man. I'm there. I'm coming back in.
All right. I think there's definitely a conflation of confidence with arrogance. This is a young kid that is confident in his ability, confident in who he is. I've had the pleasure of being on a couple of podcasts with his mother.
Big up his mum. Big up Marcel.
And I watch a lot of the content that she's done. And look, I don't pretend like I know these people, but it's easy to see why he's the confident young man he is when you understand the background and the raising that he's had.
Me and you both know why there's confidence there.
Yeah, and I'm fine with it. The whole him responding, that's important. He responded to Haaland's goading. I thought was totally weird. And sorry, not his responding. The reaction to it was weird. People were acting like the celebration he did was like
just come out of nowhere.
Well, and also people were acting like he was effing and jeffing, or
like
he said something. He said something anti-Semitic or something homophobic. He said it's namaste. It's the most peaceful celebration we've ever done. Yeah, and I think in football we're missing. We're definitely missing some characters, some personality. And I had no issue. I know a lot of Arsenal fans did. I had no issue, CJ, when Haaland was chucking it to our manager. I had no problem with it because this isn't boxing. It's not a combat sport. It's football.
And Kevin De Bruyne many years before that.
Say again.
And Kevin De Bruyne many years before that when he pushed our I don't mind, bro. Man, you played ball. I played ball. Man, grow up on the gritty stuff,
with that, man. Just grow up. But my big thing is, I'm cool with you chucking it. You can chuck it, but you better hold it. When it comes your way, just hold it. And to be fair to Haaland, he held it.
Yeah. He didn't even make a scene.
Because he knows how it's all part of the game. All this,
it's the media who did the mad thing.
He's too big for his boots, and how dare he? And he hasn't done anything. And Haaland's won golden boots and prems and trebles. I'm like, shut up, man. If man puts it on you, you could. Okay, I'll see you in London. I'll see you in 6 months in London. Yeah, he scored a goal.
Haaland will have his time as well when we next
year, Haaland will body him at the Etihad, and he'll have his laugh. I'm cool with it. I'm all right. So there was so much made of that whole back exchange that I just thought one was biased against Lewis-Skelly for reasons I've outlined. But even he put that to one side, I'm like, don't we want this kind of beef? We want this as long as it stays legal and it doesn't cross the boundaries. You chuck it, I chuck it. You chuck it, I chuck it. Like what we did, football's got so boring that for me was like, I want more of that. Now, as long as it doesn't impact his game. If it gets to the point where he's becoming a character or a caricature and is impacting on his actual game and performances, then that's different. Like first and foremost, you got to deliver, or you look stupid.
You have to do your
like Neil Maupay.
You look like a prick.
You look like Neil Maupay, who's battering everybody. But bruv, aren't you in Division 2 in France? It's like, what are we doing here? So you got to perform first and foremost. But once you performed, bruv,
you do your thing.
Gloves off.
Do you know what? Jordan?
Go on.
Much as you're my guy, and I like to talk Arsenal because we're both fans here, I think this is a time to hone in on this because obviously this is your job. You see it. It's one thing, racism, the N-word, all of this kind of stuff. But like for people that are not listening, like what sort of other forms? Because I don't know how you'd articulate it, but for me, I think one thing with Lewis-Skelly, like you said, obviously you see what his mum's doing in the game. I think people forget he's living his dream. Obviously, he responded to Haaland, but I don't know how you would articulate or what it would be, yeah. But it's like they move like he's 70 years of age when he's an 18-year-old, been in the game 9 months. And I'm not saying Foden's got anything to do with it, but they kind of move like Foden's a child. So it's like, what are the other ways they kind of terminalize it? Because I would say for people listening, one thing they talk about black players is they'll talk about the physical qualities. And it's like what Jordan said there, is like people will say there's no personalities, but then they will say with Lewis-Skelly, oh, mate, I just don't like him. He's got a chip on his shoulder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like that all derives from perceptions placed on, like I said, I think when someone's on the rise, just no matter what color they are in this country, I think people put perceptions on people. They want to try and push them back down. And this is a guy that's not like it's not like Saka. It's very interesting to see how everyone loves Saka. Why?
Until he misses a pen.
Well, there's that. But also because Saka comes across as very humble. And there's nothing wrong with humility. If you're a humble person, be humble. Saka's not really about that. I think it's very interesting seeing the differences between, forget Saka, Nwaneri and Lewis-Skelly. Because you've got two players that are very, very talented and very, very confident, but they display it in different ways. They display their confidence. Lewis-Skelly is, I know that I'm really, really good. And I'm going to push out my chest and I'm going to flex and I'm going to smile at you while I go past you. Because I know that I'm good, right? Nwaneri's like, I know that I'm good, but I'm not going to give you all the pomp and ceremony. I'm going to just dupper you, go past you, put it top bins, and then walk back to this halfway line. Because that's what I do. That's what I do. I don't need to laugh at you. I don't need to smile at you. I don't need to make a big deal out of it. This is what I know. I'm better than you. So
facts.
Long for the banter. I ain't got time for the banter. Whereas Lewis-Skelly's on the banter thing. So. And you're not seeing the same criticism of Nwaneri as you are of Lewis-Skelly. Why? Because Nwaneri, there's books out there that are written about this, called The Good Immigrant, right? Nwaneri is seen as the good black guy. And that's not a criticism towards him.
Sir, 3 bags 4, sir.
Yeah, and I'm not criticizing Nwaneri.
No, you're talking broadly about this thing.
Yeah, he's just being who he is. But in this country, he's seen as the good, humble guy. Saka's seen as the nice, humble black guy, the acceptable black guy. Know your place, right? Whereas Mars Lewis-Skelly, for me, it's nah, man, I'm outside. I'm outside, P.
I'm one of them.
Yeah. I love Saka. I love Nwaneri. I love Lewis-Skelly because they're all different, but they're all confident, but they're confident in different ways. And I think we're seeing with Lewis-Skelly, when you're confident in that way, oh, we don't like that. Yeah, no, just humble.
How dare you?
How dare you? Just, do you know what I mean? So, and that's where us as Arsenal fans, but us as also black people and everybody, we have to be ready for that and call it out, and we have to protect him. When he does wrong, I will call him out. Don't get it twisted. No one gets a pass.
Yeah, 100.
When he does a madness, I'll be the first one to say, no, that was wrong. We're not having that. But until that point, are you mad? Are you mad?
That's the thing, Jordan, though, man. Like, it's not like that's the thing with Lewis-Skelly. Like, obviously, on a football pitch, if you played well, cool, chat your shit, run your banter. If you've played badly or made mistakes, like you said there, we'll call it out. But do you think like it's crossed beyond that? Like, he will never be spoken about, like not even positively or negatively, just fairly. Like, in fact, better question, do you think already at 18 years of age, being a footballer at 8-9 months, he's already kind of crossed into that, like Sterling, Rashford, them kind of territory where, bro, you're a journalist, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. I don't know if he's kind of got to that. I think as his profile increases, as his Arsenal achievements increase, and there's a crossover with those two things. So if he wins the Champions League, or if he, asserts himself when he wins the Champions League this season, if and when he locks down the left-back role for England at next year's World Cup, I think then there'll be a level of scrutiny on him that will require him to be a bit more savvy. And I don't say be less of himself or code switch, but just be a bit more savvy, because that's when the media will come for you and they'll look for things to try and bring you down. Now, when I say the media, I'm conscious, as you mentioned, that I'm part of the media. So I don't distance myself from the media. I am the media.
Now, people know
is
what
that,
you're talking about with that.
yeah, I'm a member of the media, but I'm able to kind of see through the effery and the nonsense, and I can call out my colleagues when I see nonsense in the same way that I did when they put Saka on the back page of and front page of the newspapers 6 months ago, a year ago, when England lost or drew a game, and he came off the bench. But yeah, he was seen as the face of that failure, and I called out the media. So I'm aware that I am part of the media, but I'm also a black person. That I'm a black man first. I'm a black man first. So if I see that nonsense, I'm gonna call it out. I don't think he's in that kind of realm fully yet, but if he continues on the current trajectory, I hope it doesn't happen. But we've seen it happen enough times to kind of not be surprised if it does happen.
Jordan, you're being far too kind. I hope it doesn't happen, but like, you're older than me. You've worked in the journalist media world more than me. This is just another guy off the conveyor belt, really. Unfortunately, you know what time it is with Miles Lewis-Skelly. The one thing I would say is clearly between his mum and his family, he's a good guy. Between himself, he's clearly, as long as Arteta thinks you're playing well, the team think you're playing well, the fans think you're playing well, and everybody that's got some common sense, whether they're white, black, or whatever, that can see it for what it is what it is. I've given up with the media. I know it's never going to change. I think it's going to go unchecked. I think people like yourself are fighting the cause and doing quite well, but it's the belly of the kind of beast. From a footballing perspective, then, what do you make of Lewis-Skelly against Madrid? Because he's living the movie.
Yeah, man, he was brilliant, man. I think we have to kind of really check ourselves and remember this kid. You know, he was on the preseason tour, and if he got 5 sub appearances this season, he would have been gassed. He would have been gassed, right?
Let alone what he's doing,
I don't know. Mertesacker and Arteta will know for sure if there was a plan for him to have anywhere near this amount of games. But I'm not sure there would have been, because when you think left back, that's the one area we're quite stacked. So you can't tell me that they were planning for him to come from being the 5th choice left back to starting left back.
Doing what he's doing now, yeah.
Yeah, so I think we have to recognize the rise of this kid. This kid in 6 months has racked up a Champions League debut, a Premier League debut, starting debuts in both competitions, an England debut, an England goal, a Premier League goal against Man City.
Not making Real Madrid players, you know.
Say again?
Not making Real Madrid players, bro.
Oh, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. And I was getting there. I'm getting there.
Take it away.
You know, scored a goal against Man City in a 5-1 beatdown. You know, was one of the top players in a European Champions League first leg quarterfinal against European heritage, European royalty, and didn't look out of place at all. My man's up against Vinny Jr., Mbappe, and Bellingham and them man there, and look comfortable.
Like he's built for this, which he is.
Yeah, man, it was nothing. And that's all within, 6 months? This kid has come from nowhere. I think what we've got to do now, and let's see how the season plays out. Let's get the season finished. But I think we have to make sure now that there's a plan for him, right? And we know where we want him to be. What are the skill sets that we want to train him up to have to play at left back, if indeed he stays at left back? We've got to manage his minutes. His body is still the body of a boy. So this guy cannot play 3, 4, 5 games, 90 minutes in a row. So we've got to manage that as well. I do think he should be our left back for next season if all things go according to plan. But there's games in that first handful of games after a rigorous, because he'll be with the first team proper now training. There'll be games where he flakes after an hour because, like I said, he's still got a child's body. This guy can't rack up 3 games in a week, 90 minutes. So there's got to be a plan in place for him. And I think once we do that, we then got to support him, protect him. I feel, CJ, that I said it on Forever the other day. This guy will concede and cost us certain goals and cards because the way he plays is quite risky. It's very risky how he plays, right? And it will cause us problems at times. He'll cause us goals and red cards. But you know what? The way that he plays, it will benefit us more than it hurts us. Yeah, he'll get caught out of position quite a few times. He'll give the ball away quite a few times, lunge, get a cheap yellow, maybe a second yellow, and that will happen over the course of 38 games. But over the course of 38 games, I think he'll bring us more than he takes away from us.
Facts.
And I'm really excited to see his trajectory next year, because this year's been an absolute movie.
Do you think he's first choice left back now? And
Well,
if you do we need another left back to be like thinking, because Tierney's cutting?
Well, people talk about him playing in midfield because that's where he was initially a midfielder, wasn't he, when he was in the youth
Reminds
team?
me of Dembele, man. I think
He does a little bit actually as well. The reason why I would leave him at left back is because most of our left backs go into midfield anyway.
True.
You know what I mean? They go into midfield anyway, and I think he does have qualities that make him defensively very sharp as well. He needs to improve on a few things. I think you want your defenders, or I do anyway, to think defense first, attack second. And the concern, I guess, is that he's always thinking, how can I impact the attack? How can I get on the front foot? How can I drive 30 yards diagonally from left back into midfield? Whereas what you want him thinking is, what's around me? Any danger? First.
Should I look over my shoulder? How do I talk to Kiwior, for example, like against Everton?
Positioning. How far is Gabriel from me? How far is the keeper from me? You want him aware of those things first, and then thinking, right, I'm nice. Give me the ball. Yeah?
Let me do my thing, yeah.
Let me do my thing now. You know what I mean? Now that I know I'm good, I've got the foundations are set. Let's go and cook. Whereas I think he's the opposite. I think he thinks, how can I score a goal? Or how can I put in Saka, over the top? How can I drive 30 yards through the middle, do a 1-2 and let off a shot? And then, you know what? I've given the ball away, and now there's a massive hole in at left back.
But what if that's what Arteta wants, bro? Like, what if he's saying, yo, go do your thing in that regard?
I think it is. And that's fine if Arteta's got a plan to compensate for that. So if he's aware that Lewis-Skelly's a left back that thinks front foot first, all right. So then that means then if he's driving forward, Timber or Ben White has to tuck in at right or centre back so that Saliba and Gabriel can come over. Do you know what I mean? If that's
I fully know
move, there's got to be a plan to compensate for that, which is fine as long as we're planning for that. And
would you make a Kiwior's performance as well? While you carry on,
I'll get to give it a second. Just to answer your second question about if I think he should go into centre midfield. Do we need more left backs? I don't think we need to buy any more left backs. I think we should sell Zinchenko.
100.
I think there's 20 mil to get there from Zinchenko.
Facts.
And then I would have as my left backs going into next season, starting Lewis-Skelly, back up to Lewis-Skelly is Timber. And then you've got the luxury, I guess, of having Calafiori. I personally don't want to see Calafiori left back ever again. I don't think he's a left back. I think he's a centre back doing a job at left back. And I think going forward, he's comfortable. I think defensively, I'm not buying it.
So where do you want him then?
I want him as our third choice centre back.
But if he can't defend that centre at left back, why would you want him centre half?
No, so I think as a centre half, he can defend the centre half, but at left back, it's a different skill set. When I see left back and people are coming towards him, he never looks comfortable. So for me, my left backs would be Lewis-Skelly, Timber, and then if they're both out, okay, now we're into emergency territory. Calafiori, do a job there. Do you know what I mean? But I don't want to personally see Calafiori at left back ever again because I just don't think he's very, very good at left back. I think he's doing a job there. We've got away with it to some degree, but Kiwior gets a lot of heat.
Yeah, that's what I have to ask. Because people were like to me, when you get Jordan and anyone else on Friday, make sure you ask them about Kiwior because Deluded, you always get onto him. So I'm doing what they want.
My thing with people that give heat to Kiwior is, what do you expect? Can you name me a better fourth choice centre back in the Premier League?
Well, I'm sure City got something. Madrid got something. Liverpool got something.
Oh no, you're right. I'll give you City.
Liverpool must have something.
Who's their fourth choice left back? Centre back.
Yeah, fourth. But you're screwing the question. Man said fourth. Like, we're going to struggle.
That's what he is.
But you could argue he's second. Because he could have played Ben White centre half. He went for Kiwior when Gabriel Magalhaes was out.
No. It's Saliba and Gabriel, right? It's Calafiori. If everyone's
fit. We don't know that though, because we hear Calafiori's in training allegedly.
No. I'm saying if everybody's fit, the ranking order is Calafiori's third choice centre back. Kiwior's fourth.
Yeah. Oh yeah, fair. So
what do people? There's a reason why he's fourth choice. He's not good enough to start for Arsenal.
But then should he be here?
But Wiltord wasn't good enough to start for Arsenal.
But Wiltord was good though.
Why was he good?
We saw several times that he was good. Come on, man.
When? No. I'm with you, but
Old
when?
Trafford.
When was Wiltord good?
Whenever he came on, he done a thing.
When he came on.
Give you done a thing whenever he's come on.
No. Well, he's a defender, so it's easier to expose errors as a defender than as an attacker. The point I'm making is that Sylvain Wiltord was a brilliant squad man, but he couldn't start for Arsenal.
Is Kiwior a brilliant squad man?
Yes.
Brilliant squad man.
You man are chatting like you want 4 Salibas.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I just know. Listen,
the fourth choice
against Madrid.
Hang on, the fourth choice centre back is fourth choice for a reason.
Yeah. If Ben White was fit, does he play ahead of Kiwior? I reckon so. If Tomiyasu's there, I reckon so.
Maybe he does. Look, if Kiwior was sold in the summer, CJ, I wouldn't be. There's no tears on the pillow. I wouldn't be pissed.
100%.
But equally, as a squad going into the season, I need to know who my 4 centre backs are. And if he's the 4th, I'm all right with that. Now, if he's starting 5-10 games in a row, we got a problem. We got a problem. Something's wrong. Yeah? But he's the 4th choice centre back, bruv. He'll make mistakes because he's the 4th choice centre back. Now, he probably starts for 10 Premier League clubs. But at Arsenal, the level's higher. So you can't start for Arsenal.
Jordan, I don't know about that. I don't know.
What do you mean? He starts for all right, let's go through it.
Forget the bottom 3. That's a given.
Well, that's free. They're free Premier League
that's shameless. That's free. All right. I'll give you that. That's shameless because them man are getting relegated. 100% he plays for them free. Like, who else does he play for? He might. Does he play for Brentford? No. Newcastle? No. Us? No. Well, no. United? No. I'll be shameless and say, yeah, with United.
I mean, Wolves? I think do United have better centre backs than him?
Then Kiwior.
Yeah.
Everybody fit, yeah?
Yeah.
Lisandro Martinez, Maguire. Lisandro's better than, come on, man. Lisandro's better than.
My point is it's debatable.
It's debatable, but like to make it easier, let me bring the teams. All right, forget the Liverpool thing. He's not playing for Liverpool. He's not playing for us. Forest got a good centre-half pairing this year. I can't lie, bro.
Let's get Forest.
They got Levi Colwill. I don't know. He will get game time. Levi Colwill?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he needs to go on a serious crash course defensively. Serious crash course.
Listen, hang on. CJ, repeat what you just said. He
needs to go on a serious defensive crash course.
What's his position?
I don't do that, man. Centre-half.
Bruv, he's doo-doo. He plays for Chelsea. Right. Who else?
Yeah.
Villa, maybe not. Fulham, maybe. Brighton, no.
Nah, Myth.
Probably not Bournemouth.
Heinzen, brother, and the other one, Myth.
All right. Palace, maybe.
Yeah. Myth.
Brentford, maybe not. United, maybe.
I'm going to say shameless and say, yeah. Nah, I can't lie. I'm going to say yes to Spurs, but they got Van der Ven and Romero. That's a myth.
But Everton. But you get my point. We've named about 8 or 9 clubs.
No. I can't lie. Your point holds more weight than I would have thought.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's brilliant. I'm just saying when I hear the fan base killing him and cooking him, I'm like, he'll make mistakes. Cause it's like Giroud. I was a Giroud fan because Olivier Giroud, I saw him for what he was. He wasn't Van Persie. So people like Giroud will miss chances.
Facts.
They will miss because they're of a certain level. See him for what he is. Don't judge him for what you think he should be. See him for what he is. He's a 4th choice centre back. There's a reason for that. But that doesn't mean he can't contribute. And when he's come in, he's made some errors. But generally over his time, he's all right. He's been all right. Nah.
We still need to shut him still. I'm screaming, Summer. You've put yourself in the shop window, bro. Do your thing. I'll give you your credit. You stood up too. I think you had a nervy couple of moments against Real Madrid. But what I don't like is what people are doing is that they're acting like Kiwior was the only one that had them nervous moments. Our star boy, Bukayo Saka, gave away a cheap ball, and by God's grace, it never came to anything. So shout out to Kiwior. What did you make of the Madrid game, though, man? Because we ain't specifically got into that.
Oh, bro, it was a madness. I think, first of all, it's really important, and I think Arsenal fans have been doing this. It's really important that we enjoy the game and the result. Footballs can be sometimes quite soulless and funless and a bit dry. And and most teams don't win trophies. So invariably, most seasons go by and you don't win a trophy at the end of it. So when weeks like this come about, you have to enjoy it. And for me, it wasn't an Arsenal moment; it was a football moment, because there's not many times.
No, I'm saying that too, because I think you made a great point there.
Yeah, because there's not many times in football, CJ, where every football fan, even your haters, are like,
I didn't want to hear it from them, man, there, because do you know I clocked with the rival fans? They were doing generational hater logs, but then because we played so well, like some of my friends in my WhatsApp
shut
group,
it down. Shut it down.
No, but I know you got it. They're just coming to you and saying, like you haven't even messaged them. They're coming to you and saying, "Oh, you had a good game." Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop trying to check in, because the calm.
You're not buying it, nah. You're not buying it.
Well, fuck all of you lot, because I know you lot thought what was going to happen. Kiwior twisted Lewis-Skelly agendas. Them man thought we was going to hold corn. And I don't know what the future holds, but we stood tall, man. I'm thinking we might be able to win it still.
Well, we'll get to that. But on the game itself, I think Arteta deserves a lot of credit, first of all, because so many people have said
facts
that he's tactically inept. He ain't the guy. I believe, even before the Madrid game, I believe that Arsenal Football Club could win a Premier League and/or a Champions League with Arteta as manager. I believe that, right? And I'm always going to back him until I feel like, nah, he can't do it with us. So for him to kind of school Ancelotti, and look, they weren't good. They weren't great on the night at Madrid, but it's still Real Madrid with Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, with Rudiger, with the best keeper in the world. With Bellingham. This is still Real Madrid, and let's have it right. Deluded should have been 6.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Courtois, and if
6.
we actually had a striker, forget about it.
It should have been 4, 5, 6. So it wasn't like it was a 3-0, but the 3 goals came from 3 chances, or we snuck it and
we smelled blood in the last half an hour. If I'm honest,
the way
I respect our performance.
The way in the first half he set us up, which was basically, don't open up, stay in the game. And even then we created a couple of chances with Saka. But second half was like, right, now they ain't on it. Go for the throw.
We
did it. And I was so proud of the team, man. I was so happy. Declan Rice is getting all the attention, and rightfully so, because he scored 2 of the best free kicks that you probably will ever see in your entire life. But
in front of Roberto Carlos.
Yeah, well, your brothers, that was just him being there. It was like, to see that was nice. But I thought even before the free kicks, he was playing really, really well. I thought he had a really good game before the goals. Do you know someone that didn't get a lot of praise after the game? Because Saka got a lot of praise. Merino's goal was actually underrated on levels. There's an argument that Merino's finish was as good as Rice's too. But
he done too much. I hear where you're going, but he done too much.
Look at the goal again. Go and look at the goal again. I know certain strikers that can't finish like that.
I hear that, Jordan, but free kicks, bro. Come on. You played ball, bro. Free kicks. Come on, man.
But DJ, you could. I'm going to call you CJ and DJ and DG.
You call whatever the hell you need to, man. You're my killie.
Deluded. You could argue that the ball coming, there's a moving ball that's behind you, is a harder technique than what. I'm not saying it is. It's debatable. Chat, let me know. Am I chatting frap?
George, come on, bro. George, come on, bro. I hear you. You're not wrong. Because I said that same thing is coming behind you. I hear that baller thing finish. Come on, bro. Man, slap 2 free kicks and this is what you're saying. Come on, fam.
So let me ask you, is it harder to strike a moving ball or a static ball?
Brother, I hear that. That's good logic. And you're right for what you said. Fam, you saw what I said, bro. You saw what Rice did. Why are you acting like you didn't see what he did? Come on. Them man are saying you're spot on, but bro, not once, twice. Bro. My
point was going to be...
What goal are you more... If me and you go play 5-a-side right now, what goal are you more likely to score? Marino's thing or 11-a-side? What goal are you more likely to score? Marino's thing or them 2 free kicks? Come on, bro.
I think the Marino's finish is harder than you think it is.
I didn't say that. No, it's a difficult finish. But I didn't say that. I said, what is harder to do? They're mad free kicks or Marino's finish. I'm not dissing Marino's thing. Come on, bro.
Well, I'm saying this debate. My point was going to be Merino got praise. Saka got praise.
I need to find still images of all these goals, fam.
Rice got praise. Timber, Lewis-Skelly, but the player that I didn't think got any praise at all you know, because everyone was good, so you know it's hard to single people out. Who I think we should mention is Saliba. Let me tell you why. Saliba is so good, right? His top tier performances are normal. We don't actually praise him for his top tier performances because they're so consistent and regular. Listen, this is a guy that didn't have his boy next to him. So not only has he got to manage,
big brother, better yet.
Listen, not only has he got to manage Bellingham, Vinicius, and Mbappe coming at him, he's got to kind of hold the hand of Kiwior, who's nervous already, right? Yeah.
Facts.
And if you look back at the game, I watched it back. Saliba's performance was just exemplary. But because we're so used to it, Deluded, we don't really praise it. We just expect it now. And I thought it was right to just kind of give Saliba. So all right, so here we go. I'm not saying right. I'm not saying right.
That is easier than this. I hear it.
Bro, look at where his legs are finished.
Brother, come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Look where man's bent that top pins.
Anyway, I'm not even saying that it was a harder. I'm saying it's debatable. I'm saying it's debatable. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, come on, Jules. There ain't no debate, bro.
But listen,
I hear it though.
Big up the team because they came correct. My request, Deluded, was just be in the tie coming up the Bernabeu. Just be in the tie. That's what I wanted. Just be in the tie. 0-0, 1-1. Just be in the tie. So to go there now to the point where if we don't go through, it's a shocker. The guy smashed it. The boys absolutely smashed it. Fair play to them.
I want to ask you a question, on the topic of the Declan Rice thing, because I feel obviously you can include Madrid, but isolated, unpopular opinion, I think Mikel Arteta coaches us well, we compete, we don't get embarrassed. But as we know, when we move away from like the statistics thing and we look at football, you need a bit of healthy randomness. Now, I'm sure you've seen the post-game comments with Declan Rice about how I was meant to cross it, but I decided to bang it. Mm-hmm. Do we need to start doing a bit more of that? Like off the cuff, like, yeah, cool. Let's say 99%, we listen to the gaffer. But if you feel like you might do a thing, like Rice said, do we need to start doing that?
I think that's something that on the pitch they have to enact at the time. I think as a player, you do what you're told to do in terms of, you train, you take in the instructions, you trust the process of why the coaching staff are telling you to do what they're telling you to do. I think you have to obey orders. But I think there are some times in games where you can break rank. And despite having a structure, despite having a system, despite being told what you're expected to do, as in that example, you just got to feel it sometimes. And I don't know Mikel Arteta, but I don't know if Mikel Arteta would be angry at a player for going against something because he felt it, as long as it wasn't a regular occurrence. So I think he'll put it. Even if, let's say Declan Rice missed that free kick, hit the crossbar and it goes out. I don't think he would. I don't think he would get shouted at.
No, cross the ball. When you slap it in like that, the manager has to say, fair enough, like clip him on his ears, but fair play.
But I think, and I'm guessing. I don't know Mikel Arteta, but I think he will look at it as, all right, he disobeyed instructions, but he's a grown up. He felt it. He didn't score, but fine. I think the problem comes where he does that 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
That's fair.
It's like, okay, no, I gave you 1.
Now you're violating.
I might even give you 2, but now you're violating. Now you're not
listening.
Now you're not listening. I'll give you a little bit of rope to kind of feel it and work it out for yourself. Because even the set piece coach was saying to cross it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So even the guy that's job it is to know that sort of stuff was wrong. So I think the players will get a certain level of autonomy to, in isolated examples, feel it and go with their gut.
And see what you feel like doing, at the time.
Yeah, Mikel's gonna drop you if it becomes a regular thing. It's like, okay, you're taking the piss now. You're doing your thing now. That wasn't a feeling.
You're going against the grain.
Doing what you wanted. So I think room for a bit of flair and a bit of natural instinct, I think, needs to be there. But I think Mikel Arteta and the coaching team, they're giving instructions for a reason. And you have to think that on the balance of probability, they're right more than not.
Yeah, because they're paid to scout, and I mean, they're not even massive scout. They're paid to watch the games and scout for little isms and schisms and whatnot. I can't lie. I want to ask you about Merino. Do you think he's a better striker than Havertz? Because that is something
Oh,
that I've been
jeez.
told to ask you, and I'm sure you've been asked millions of times.
Is he better than Havertz?
Specifically through the middle, like because he's in a good patch of form. He obviously scored in our biggest game of the season, doing his thing.
With all due respect to the questioner, it's a bit of a dumb question because I don't think either are particularly good strikers, right? I mean, Merino's not a striker. Is he doing a better job than Havertz? He's actually not. So I know people say, oh, since 2025, his record 1 and 2. Havertz's record actually overall.
Havertz got a longer body of work still.
And also Havertz's record overall is like pretty much 1 and 2. Now,
don't forget the second half of last season what he did.
Exactly. So I think let's not get he scored a few goals recently. Let's not get carried away with recency bias. Merino's doing a good job. I think it's actually quite embarrassing that we've got Merino as our striker. I know we've got 2 of our forwards out, so you could argue these are extenuating circumstances, but it is a bit embarrassing that we've got a midfielder up front. Nevertheless, he's doing a job. I was absolutely everyone was getting praise for me up until the 60th minute, apart from Merino. I was absolutely cooking him because for an hour
you was cooking Merino.
Yeah, let me tell you why.
Oh, you're bugging.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Apart from the I forgot what half it was. Was it in the second half or early first half? Second half. Apart from the double shot he had, the double save.
Where Courtois did a madness and it was off the line and that. I think that was second half.
It was second half.
Second half. Where Courtois it was saved off the line by Alaba and like Bellingham or something.
Right. Up until that point, he did nothing. He did nothing.
You're harsh, you know?
Honestly, he did nothing to the point where he was getting in people's way. He was
Martin Odegaard or Mikel Merino. I need to know which names. Like maybe you got Odegaard mixed up.
Well, hang on. So it's a false equivalence to me because you've got one guy that's doing stuff not very well and one guy that's doing nothing. So you can't compare the two.
Merino,
Odegaard was involved. His output might not have been particularly good or productive. I agree. He's still on the. He wasn't really impacting the game apart from keeping things tidy. But at least he was on the ball.
You're a harsh man, you know.
I didn't see Merino for 45 minutes.
No, I can't lie. I'm not even Merino's biggest fan, but
my
man was
deluded. All right, deluded. The 2 chances Saka put across the box. Where's Merino?
Bro, the gaffer's telling you to be here, then everywhere. I hear that. I know where you're going with it. I hear that. No, I hear that because I think
the chance that we did get in the first half, the header from Declan Rice. Why is Rice there? Merino not there?
Bro, like Merino's got you, bro. You're asked to do bare things.
So I'm going to ask you again. In the first half, what did he do?
Bro, he was tackling. He was in midfield. He was prevalent.
His hold-up play was awful.
But he weren't there to do the hold-up thing.
So what's he there to do then?
But you're acting, Jordan, because you know Arteta asks you to do everything.
So you're saying to me he's not meant to be a tap-in merchant. He's not meant to hold up the ball. What's he meant to do?
Bro, you clearly know yourself, yeah? Havertz, Jesus, Merino, your job is kind of to do everything.
No, because even when Havertz and Jesus are playing trash, at least they get on the ball. At least they hold it up. They win a free kick.
Like my man said, he floats in the midfield. He floated in the midfield, bro. And overload in the midfield. Big up the chap for saving me. Like he was doing that. He was doing that. You
man are bugging. For 45 minutes, he was ghost. He was the only player that was ghost. He didn't have a poor game. He had a nothing game. And then he did the double. He did the double save from Courtois. Cool. There were 2 good strikes, by the way. And then he scored a bad boy goal. So I'm not even a Merino hater. I'm the one here saying that his goal was arguably better than Rice's. I'm not a hater. I actually like Merino, but I'm going to call it as it is for 45 minutes.
So you think Merino was better than Havertz? Odegaard was better than Merino?
Over the course of 90 minutes? Over the course of 90 minutes, we're talking about. Over the 90 minutes, I mean, Merino got a goal, so that's gonna get the headlines.
Forget the goal, just being prevalent or whatever.
Oh, then no, they were both dead. Take out Merino's goal, they were both dead. They're both dead.
You're buying it. You
can't tell me what he did. What did he do?
Bro, I beg you watch the game again. Like Merino weren't amazing, bro.
I was there. What did he do?
So what were you? You must have been licked. Too much rain.
What did he do? I can tell you what Lewis-Skelly did. I can tell you what Saka did. I'm not even a big fan of Martinelli. I call him the flirter. I can tell you what he did. I can tell you what Rice did.
Cold. Martinelli was good.
I can tell you what David Raya did. What did Merino do? Chat,
He
tell
was
me.
pulling out to the channels. He was dropping into midfield. He was winning tackles. He was doing everything. No, because you don't want to hear it though. Because you don't want to hear it. Because no, and he scored. We got to remember, and he scored. You're
Well,
asking me.
no,
I'm telling you.
I said, I asked you. You asked me who was better out of the two, and I'm saying Merino got a goal, so that by default means
Merino was better than Odegaard. Odegaard was the shittest player on the pitch out of the starters. I'll be real with you. Look, out of all the stars.
I won't argue with that. I'm just saying that Merino's goal aside, he did nothing. He did nothing. And I like him. I'm a fan of him.
He put in the shift. He did come, man. He's up against Rudiger and he scored as well. That's a difficult game.
We'll agree to disagree on that one.
What do you make of Martinelli? Because he didn't score or assist, but I think it was better from him.
Martinelli's an interesting
one. He's going to buy him. He's going to diss him. Look, I preed it. I see his facial expression dissing him. I
struggle with the fan base.
To answer the question.
Everyone keeps hang on. Everyone keeps telling me after games, Martinelli had a good game. Or leading up to games, yeah, because Martinelli, he's been on fire. He's been playing really well. And again, I'm like, I'm watching a different game to you lot clearly, because I'm like, what do I expect from my wide players? Deluded, right? Take on crosses, get some shots off, right?
He did that though.
Forget goals. I'm not talking about goals. Just take-ons, crosses, shots. Yeah, in the game, he put in a shift. I think defensively, as he always does, top tier. And something that somebody flagged to me, which I think is fair, that I didn't consider. He's on the same side as Lewis-Skelly, so he's got to. I don't say babysit, but he's got to
be a bit mindful of
right. That. Yeah, so that's and he did that very, very well. But he had a couple of good runs in the game. He had a good shot on goal in the first half, I think.
Like a double save from Courtois or something.
Yeah. And he had a couple of good crosses over the game. But if that's what constitutes a good game, I'm sorry, you don't need to raise your levels. 2 good runs.
What levels is there to raise? Marino is up front, Kiwior's playing. There's no levels that need to be raised.
No. We're chatting about the flirter. The flirter, right? We're chatting about the flirter, right? The flirter, 2 really good runs, a shot on goal, and a couple of good crosses. Does that constitute over 90 minutes?
Yeah, but you're making it sound dead, though. You're making it sound meaty. Yeah, the way you said it. See these journalists, man. They make it sound mad. You made it sound dead.
For those who don't know, I call him the flirter. I've been calling him the flirter all season because we've all got that brethren deluded, right? And you'll know this, right? We got that from back in the day. One of the man them, right? You know it. We go to the club. We're going to the party. Or we're going out, right? And then there's one guy that's always chatting. Well, when I get to the club. When I get to the club, you know, man's gonna move. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get bare things. Man's gonna get bare things. Listen, man's on it tonight. You get to the club, nothing, silence.
Stuttering when the game, chatting to them and that.
I'm just going to the bathroom. Back in a minute. Bare excuses, and then when he does chat to a young lady, it's bare chat. But there's no closing. There's no end product. There's no okay. I've got the young lady's number, or we're going home tonight. There's nothing.
You're not getting nothing.
He's not getting nothing. Bare talk. He does this thing, Deluded, where it's watch him, and I beg all the viewers to watch him. He does this thing where it's touch. Oh, pass it inside. Touch.
He does do that Garnacho thing where it makes you think something's gonna happen, and then ultimately nothing happens.
Shoulder, touch the ball. Oh, run it out of play. What are we doing here?
You just don't like the lad, man.
He's a flirter. And what the reason why I've been hard on him all season is because I can count on one hand the amount of good games he's had. Against Fulham 2 weeks ago, he was brilliant. But I'm seeing that performance 1 in 5. It's not good enough.
That's true.
It's not good enough. So when I hear fans saying like he had a good game, I'm like, what for you constitutes a good game?
No, but isn't it about putting in the shifts in the team performance and all of that jazz?
This nonsense. And listen, have you noticed as well, Deluded, whenever people talk about Martinelli, the first thing they say is defensively did really well. What's going on here? So hang on a minute. We're judging our winger.
I'm guilty of that still.
We're judging our winger first and foremost now by his defensive response. And I know Arteta demands that. I know that's a requirement from Arteta. I get that. That's what he's been asked to do. But come on, man. Give me something going forward. Touch. Step over. Oh, here you go, Odegaard. Great.
Yeah, the man was saying you're not being as harsh on Odegaard though. People are saying you're playing favourites, bro.
You haven't asked about Odegaard, to be fair. You haven't asked about Odegaard. You know
Talk
what I
to
mean?
us about our captain then. Because I'm an Odegaard apologist, but I'm not for this. We want to hear Jordan's thoughts.
I think he's had a poor season, right? And for months after the injury, I gave him a pass because it was like, I know Odegaard, and this isn't Odegaard. So he's still carrying. Right? So I gave him a little bit of a pass. We're now months past the months. Yeah. And
bottom of time.
Yeah, and James on Forever Arsenal I did a pod with made a really interesting point a couple of months back where he gave some analysis where he was pointing out, and it's funny because Jamie Carragher did the exact same analysis the following day on Monday Night Football. He's
still James' thing.
Basically, but the analysis was that he's getting the ball in nice areas. He's on the ball a lot, but he's on the ball that doesn't in areas that don't hurt. He's not in the final third. Well, he is, but he's not hiding. It'd be a lie and unfair to say that he's hiding, but he's getting the ball in comfortable areas. And Odegaard is a magician. He's a magician. He's got magic in his boots. He can do so much.
No one's buying a ticket to watch him though.
Say again?
Right now, no one's buying a ticket to watch his shows. But this magician ain't doing no magic.
They're not. But we've got to separate two things. We've got to separate his responsibilities as a captain and his responsibilities as a creative force.
True.
Martin Odegaard has never been a creator. He's a game dictator. He's not a 10. He's not a 10. Maddison is a 10. Fernandes is a 10. KDB is a 10. Clivert, they're 10s. They're chance creators. Odegaard is a game controller. Odegaard is a David Silva. Yeah, them man ain't gonna get great stats, but they can read the game. So for me, we've got to buy a 10. We've got to buy a 10 because Odegaard ain't gonna create chances. He's not.
So is he then?
What is he?
Yeah, if he's not a 10, like what is Donny?
I think he's a hybrid between a 10 and an 8. I'd
Like
move him to 8. Listen, he's not had a good season, but we know what he can do. So I'm prepared to give him a little bit of a grace in that next year he'll come back better. If we upgraded on Martin Odegaard again, I wouldn't be pissed. I wouldn't be outraged about that because we need more from him. We need more from him. And there's certain games where he carries himself like a captain, but he doesn't influence like a captain. So there's not enough times when his
this man and this and all that. Shit.
I know. I guess a lot of heat for that. But my thing is, I want you to do what I want my captain to do, which is give me the ball. We're 1-0 down. I'm gonna make something happen. And too often he either tries too hard or he's in areas that on the ball doing flicks that don't really hurt no one. So people think I'm being nice. I'm not being nice. He's had a bad year, but I'm not ready to write him off just yet because I know what he can do.
You got the first half of next season or Odegaard, I might leave the fan club still.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
You're on big money and Berto, I don't think he's here to play games still.
No, I wouldn't disagree with that.
Like it's dark. Like and do you know what the saddest thing is? I think of all the games, obviously with Odegaard playing like how he's playing, I don't think the Madrid one is one to do too much about Martin Odegaard. I don't think he was terrible, shy at him and all that stuff. I just think it's a thing where like in this 53 minutes, me and you have spoken on Merino, Lewis-Skelly. We haven't spoken on Partey, but Partey was good. Rice did his thing. Kiwior stepped up.
Big up Partey, because again, Rice got the attention for obvious reasons. Thomas Partey, he was that good. I was in the camp of I would let him go for a free, right?
You're changing it.
But let me tell you why. Because I was happy to let him go. Not happy, but I was content letting him go.
Like it is what it is.
Well, I think in the new phase, because we're in phases now, right? This was the year to win the title, and it feels like we now need to start building for a new phase. And to do that, you need to phase out the guys from the last phase, right? You had your chance. Partey's been there a while, and it hasn't happened for him. But he was that good on Wednesday, in my opinion. It took a while to warm up, but when he warmed up, he absolutely bossed that midfield. He was that good. I just thought to myself, he's proven his fitness. Because my big thing also was like, you can't rely on him. So he's on big wages, and if you can't play 20 games a season in the league, 30 games, what's the point? But after Saka, Partey's my favorite player at the club. I love Thomas Partey.
Oh,
At his best, I don't know if there's many players in that position better than him. There's not many. At his best. The problem is, at his best is not often enough. So I would offer him a 1-year deal.
But is he playing for that deal though, man? Like, if we sign him to a new deal and
It's
it gets back to what we've seen,
it's a fair point. But I think he's been
I'm
our best.
with you, but there is that side.
He's been our best midfielder this season, so it's not like
100%.
he's been playing well for like a handful of games. He has been up until Christmas. He was our best player in the team. I think Gabriel, David Raya, arguably now are contenders for
Tim Brenda and Lewis-Skelly,
yeah, but
how many seasons have you seen that from Partey though? Because that's my thing. Like
before this year,
yeah, it'd be that year, and that'll push. What was it, 2022, 23? Wherever Xhaka was playing in that left 8. Because for me with Partey, it was just injuries. I'm playing good. There'll be 5 games a season where obviously Real Madrid is Real Madrid, but he'll play to that level. Have me and you making streams and whatnot. I want to keep Partey. I'm a big Partey fan. I think Mikel Arteta is a man's played a man right back. Obviously, if it wasn't Thomas Partey and whatnot, I think he would have had enough of the player and all this baggage and all the other kind of stuff. I just don't know, man, because he's on big money. If you give him a new deal and he reverts back to type, it seems like it's the right option. And I think it is the right option to give him a new deal. But I'll be a hypocrite if I didn't say, yo, George, do you want to jump on the stream? And why do we give Partey a new deal? I'll be on a hypocrite thing. So I don't know with Thomas. I just think the club are saying, you know what, broski, you're on 200 odd bags. Jorginho's on 100 odd. Tierney's on.
It's a lot.
Up bringing Zubimendi, which I'm a bit scared because I like Zubimendi, but I feel Partey right now of all the centre mid, so the people playing behind Odegaard, he's a bit all rounded. Like he's not all action as Rice, and he's not as cute and clever on the ball as Jorginho, but he can do bits and pieces of both of them. And the thing that annoys me about Arsenal is that we're only talking about replacing Partey now, where your deal is running down. We should have done this the year that we got Rice and Kai and Timber. We should have got Lavia or something.
But you say that now, but that's hindsight. At the time, his fitness was in the bin. It was in the bin. It was in the bin. So at that point, if they'd offered him a contract, it'd have made no sense. He was missing half of. He was missing.
No, I'm saying find a replacement, like the Lavia, whoever can do Partey things, but it's a younger model, like buying a new car kind of thing.
Yeah, I just think a bit like Tierney. There's a lot of revisionism going on regarding Tierney. People, why isn't he playing? Tierney for 2 years played like 10 games. Like he was injured. Like
he was crap in Spain as well.
I love Tierney as well. And when he's played this year, he's been really, really good. But let's not pretend like we don't remember. He was injured for like months and months and months. So let's not do the revisionist thing. Like he's going because he couldn't prove his fitness on a long-term basis. So same with Partey. Partey up until this year, none of us trusted his fitness. None of us did, because he was missing half of seasons. He was missing 20 games, 25 games a year. That's a lot of games.
The best availability, like for all your ability, you need to be available. And I think that's something that maybe it's not all going to change next season, but that's what I want to see Berta and Arteta have a word, because I like Tierney. Obviously, Tierney's gone, but using him as an example, I like Tierney. I think people are harsh on Zinchenko. I don't think he should be playing in the standard of week in, week out, but you've got him. I'm a massive fan, and I make no excuses of Tomiyasu, but these men are never fit, bro. Like, you need man available, because we keep getting into this scenario. The couple of boys that I'll cut like an excuse with being injured is anyone that's had a hamstring injury, mainly Kai Havertz, Bukayo Saka, and Kai Havertz, because I think that was, and Magalhaes as well, because I think that was going to happen. But everyone else is crazy. Timber as well, because you had an ACL and you're playing a lot of football. But at some point, I just feel as Arsenal fans, we're talking about the same things year in, year out. And at some point, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Do you honestly think we'll win the champs though? Because I can't lie, I'm drinking the positive Arsenal Kool-Aid. I don't know. We can do this, you know. I can't lie. I think we can do this.
Let me just get through the Bernabeu, I beg. Yeah.
Fuck the Bernabeu. We got this.
That game went over.
We got it.
That game went over. It's not over. It's not over.
3 goals though, bro. 3.
I think we'll go through. But let me paint you a scenario. Madrid score in the first 10 minutes, which can happen. That can happen, right?
Probably going to happen.
They're up for it. Stadium's loud. Everyone's in white. Loud. They score in the 9th minute, right? Set piece goes in 3-1, right? That can happen. If I said to you, do you think Madrid, even not on form, do you think they could score 2 goals in 80 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, the counter is, well, so can we. We can score a goal. And I think one more goal and it's done. They're not scoring 4.
That's what I was saying in my stream earlier. I'm on that. 4 goals were done.
Yeah, but I don't think it's over because I think that Madrid will look at it like if we can get 1 goal in the first half and be winning 1-0, we've then got half a game to get 2 goals. Like we can do that. Do you know what I mean? So
and they're gonna get a pen.
Right. They'll be hotting up referees from now. Yeah, they'll be hotting up referees from now. So we've just got to make sure that we are on job. I hear people talking about tactics and
no, it's desire thing, man.
We've got to go out and try and score a goal to kill the tie. Nonsense.
Street smartness is required, bro.
What we've got to do is go into blocks. For the first 20 minutes, just keep it 0-0. Just be resolute. Break us down. Stoke City FC. Yeah?
The nastiest low block I've ever seen, Artel.
Let me tell you why. Because the longer the game stays at 0-0 or even 1-0, the more gaps in the back there's gonna be a lot of the more
they're gonna get a bit nervy.
Get to 70 minutes and you're ahead, they're gonna push, then we can eat. So
but will we bag though? Because who is up front?
Well, it only takes if there's gaps and they're committing, it doesn't really matter. You just need players that can hit on the counter, deliver a good ball, and someone to finish that. And that can be my boy Merino, who's shown that he can flex. You know what I mean?
Has he got the pace up there though?
Why? If we have the flirter and Saka running off of him, he hasn't got to be the guy. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's over, but I do think we'll go through. But the boys can't do anything stupid. No dumb red cards. Got to concentrate early. The first 20 minutes is so key.
Vital.
It'll be loud. It's going to be very, very loud, very intimidating. It's
going to be horrible.
Learn about, right? Lots of cameras everywhere. A lot of players like Lewis-Skelly have not been at that level before. So it's new for them. That
vast majority of our squad ain't been in that level, Jordan. Like, couple man have, but yeah, like more players haven't than have. You're right.
So the first 20 minutes is so important. We got to quieten the crowds. We got to just shut them up, frustrate them. They'll be diving. They'll be leaving. They'll be playing around the box to try and get cheap penalties and cheap free kicks.
The most, yeah.
We know what time it is. We just got to be aware to it. Don't fall for it. Don't leave your leg dangling. Don't have your hand up here so the ball can hit you. Because you know any 50-50 is going their way. Any 50-50 is going their way.
Yeah, so 1,000,000%. We know what time it is.
If they come back deluded, right, and beat us 4-3, good football bangers, we just couldn't handle them. It's a shocker. We're gonna get battered. We have to hold it. Fine.
I'll take my.
But what I don't want is them to get goals where you're like, we knew that was coming. Why are you falling for the tricks? Why are you getting yellow cards? Why are you putting? Don't make them work for it. Make them do a miracle. Don't give away cheap free kicks, cheap fouls. Don't fall for the dives. You know, don't give them goals. Is what I'm saying.
And that's a jarring thing. Don't give them anything. Like, just make it difficult. For me, I just want to approach it in the same way we did at the Emirates. I think the exact same script. Obviously, the psychological factors, the burnabout, the ref, all the things that we're speaking about, player point. But I don't think we can go there and just low block it for 90 minutes. I think it'd be idiotic to just attack for 90 minutes. I think you just got to do what you've got to do. And I think Mikel Arteta, just like Carlo, it's a game for them as well, because at the end of the day, we can do the whole, it's Madrid and they always come back and it's Madrid, but they're probably a bit nervous. At some point, they're going to have to put the balls in the back of the net. Can we not necessarily hit them on the counter, but can we expose the gaps in their system and score? Because for me, I think 4 goals does it. I should think 3 goals does it. And I think Tuesday was great. The only reason as to why I don't think 3 goals is enough, and I know we defend well, is because, Jordan, it's Real Madrid. Like, even though I feel that, I'll be honest, when I was watching the game, for the first 20 minutes, I think we started well. I think we did our thing, but you're still naturally in the back of your head, Madrid. Then it just felt like a normal game. Like, fuck it, they're Madrid and whatever, but they're human just like us. So we need to just manage the game. So that brings me to my last question for you before I let you get out of here. Then, like, where's your thinking points and what do you do where Brentford's concerned? Because man are saying rest everybody. I'm saying certain men have to play because we ain't got nothing else.
I mean, my team would be, off the top of my head, Raya. Centre backs, I'd go Saliba and Kiwior. Because that's probably what it's going to be at the Bernabeu. So give them another game to kind of get acquainted. My fullbacks would probably be Ben White. I'd drop Timber, and at left back I would go. Is Zinchenko fit?
He is fit. What? No Tini?
Yeah, Tierney. Yeah, I don't really care. Just I would save
one of the two. I hear that.
Yeah, I don't really mind actually. I don't. Everyone's saying, "Oh, rest everybody, rest everybody." You still got to have some momentum.
Yeah, it's not realistic.
And you can't just drop the whole 11 and wrap them in cotton wool. You still got to have some momentum. So that's why Saliba starts for me. Raya still starts. Yeah, all right. Tierney at left back. In midfield, I would go a 3 of Jorginho. I would start Partey.
Thomas at Brentford. Ooh.
And I would go Nwaneri. Who would be my third midfielder? Because I would drop Rice. Odegaard.
See, I'm the opposite. I'd rather Merino come in and Jorginho and Merino.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. There you go. All right, Merino, Jorginho at the base. Sorry, Partey at the base, and in front of him, Merino and Jorginho. That's the midfield 3. And then up top, I would go Sterling, Nwaneri, Flirter.
That's the nastiest agenda of a name, you know. Like my Flirter, I have to keep remembering you're talking about Delhi still. I hear it. What? No trust up?
No, because I think there's a game I see in my mind where he plays 90 minutes, possibly extra time, and there's a lot of running. We'll need his legs. We're going to need his legs on Wednesday. So, no, I'd go because Sterling ain't going to play in the Bernabeu.
I hope he can. Yardman in that, but it's a myth.
Yeah, it's not happening. Nwaneri, I think at best will be a sub. So you haven't got to worry about his fitness. And then Martinelli still come back from fitness. Technically, he's only had a few games back since injury. So let's get him up to speed. Yeah. That'll be my team. I mean, I don't want to chuck the game. I don't like when fans.
Yeah, I'm not on that.
This game's not important. I still want to
definitely
finish. I know some fans, if you don't come first, then it doesn't matter where you finish. But for me, finishing as close as possible to Liverpool, that does matter to me. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want to just chuck games now. Do you know what I mean? So I want to win this game. I'm not sure we will, but I want to win this game.
For me, at the end of the day, like Liverpool have run away with the league, but I'm with you. I hear it. There's nothing to play for in that, but fans are spending a whole heap of money to go watch Arsenal Brentford. Fans are waking up at whatever time of day, and they just want to win the game and be competitive. And I know momentum doesn't play a part, but it does. And also, if you didn't believe any of that, what I said, it's not like we got the biggest of squads. We ain't got Chelsea's thing. So not all the players we want to rest, they can't be rested. We haven't got 2 11s at the very minimum. For me, Raya in goal, I'm not going with the Neto thing. Kiwior, Saliba, as you said. Benjamin White at right back. I don't really care about Zinni or Tini, but I'd go with Tini. In midfield, I'm personally going Jorginho, Merino, even though I think Merino will actually continue playing up front. But I'm going Merino, Jorginho. I'm actually on doing something silly, like either Trossard or Zinni in that 10, something that we ain't seen, one of the two. So I like, to make it easy, I'll go Trossard or Zinni. I'll go Trossard because it just looks a bit cute and clever. Left wing, Martinelli. I think you got minutes there. And then I'm with you with Sterling and Nwaneri. And if anything, the front three, you lot just do that little rotation thing and just get the 3 points and keep it moving, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I agree. I think you want to go into that Madrid game with a little bit of momentum. I think if you lose at home to Brentford, it's not the great prep for a big game. Morale's then a bit
down.
Yeah, you want to go into that game like, yeah, okay. You know, the league form is ticking over, doing our thing. Can I just respond to some people in the chat that they're libeling my name? I never said
who. I can bring the comments up.
People are saying, "Oh, Merino had a great game," and I'm being harsh on him. Listen, they're like, "Oh yeah, but what a striker scored a goal, so that's what you want him to do." I'm saying, if people listened, up until the goal, I was battering him. I was saying, up until
he's allowed his own opinion, man.
Up until the goal, I was battering, man, because for me, my opinion, apart from that double save, he didn't do anything in the game. But then he scored. So then I just like, cool. Well, if he does nothing else, he's got
You can say he done that.
Probably the goal that sees us through to the next round. So calm. If you do nothing all game but you score a goal, you get no heat from me. But I'm saying that's not sustainable. It's not sustainable to do that. So you've got to be involved. You've got to hold the ball up better. You've got to get some flick-ons. You've got to be hitting getting the back post from Saka. And he didn't do any of that. But he scored a goal. So calm. That was it.
Yo, man. George, let people know they can find you as usual, man.
Yeah,
we've been trying forever to get this done. I appreciate it, but let people know they can find you, man. You got bare podcasts and that.
Come, man. I don't do a lot of Arsenal podcasts. In fact, you're the only person apart from Forever Arsenal that I do, man. You're my guy, and I like your community.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Twice a week I'm on Forever Arsenal with Turkish, James, and Lee judges.
It's a good show, man. It's a mixture, a conglomerate of people, man. I fuck with that show still.
We have a laugh, man. I'm on Instagram doing my thing, but can I just plug my new podcast? If that's okay.
This is what I'm telling you. Everything you need to say it, man.
Love my bro.
And send the links as well.
Yeah, man. I started a new podcast called Jordan Jarrett Bryan's The Coolest Disabled in the World. I am disabled, for those that don't know.
People don't know, yeah.
And there's no content for people with disabilities out there to hear lived experiences and just have a little bit of fun with people that are just doing really amazing things. When I say amazing things, not like, oh, so-and-so's got muscular dystrophy and they woke up in the morning. No. No, but the bar's not low, bro. Like, people are doing like sick things, right? Activists, actors, influencers, models, chefs, builders, just doing really dope things and finding out whether their disabilities played a role. It's not only for people who are disabled. 1 in 4 people in the UK are disabled, but 3 in 4, 1 in 4, quarter of the country, but 3 in 4 have what I call disabled experience. So that's like, you might not be disabled, but your mum is.
Your mum is, or dad is, or whatever. Yeah, no, fact.
20 years is. Do you know what I mean? So
no, fact.
Kind of hear stories.
I'm testament to that still. Yeah, I fall under that.
Everyone's got someone close to them that's disabled. No,
that's facts.
And there's also stats coming out saying that by the year, I think it's 2037, 3 out of 4 of us will be disabled by the time we're 45 or older. So anyway, it's on my Instagram page. We got a TikTok page. The shows are on YouTube. They're also on all podcast platforms. I would love it if you guys would just give it a follow. Even if you don't listen to an episode, give it
support the ting, man.
I'm trying to grow community and give a voice to certain people. I got another podcast.
I can't lie, before you plug that next podcast, bro. If you lot, no, I'll be serious. You lot in the chat, if you hear something around disabilities and you don't support, you're actually a piece of shit. But go on, George. That's a piece of shit thing. But go on, George.
Love my bro. I appreciate your community too. And I got a next podcast, which is a football/society podcast that I do with Darren Lewis, Hugh Wizencroft, and Troy Townsend. It's 50% football, 50% current affairs, politics.
Hard-hitting conversations as well.
Crap. Yeah. We have a laugh, but there's some politics in there. There's some current affairs. There's some Diddy chat, some Kanye West chat. We go there. We go there.
Diddy,
we go there. So yeah,
no, that is one of my, like, especially the TikTok clips, because one thing I rate about you lot, there's another reality where you've done things in the game, Hugh's done things in the game, Troy's defo done things in the game.
Yes.
If I'm honest, you lot could be coons and but I don't know, and I don't know what I want to say. You lot actually say what we're trying to say, so I respect it. I respect it.
We have to. We get a lot of heat for it, but whatever, man. We got
man.
Say what you believe. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's called Whisper It Loudly. Will Pod.
Bad Boy Pod.
Our handle. So they're all on my Instagram page. Go and subscribe to that on YouTube. Again, Acast, Spotify, all those podcasts. But yeah, big up your community and big up you, man, for having me on. I appreciate it.
Nah, George, man, your family, you're part of the furniture. Send me those links. I'll put them in the description. Right. People, you heard what the man said. Subscribe to the podcast. Follow the podcast. I'm pretty sure you lot disagree with a lot of what me and George said. So yeah, leave a comment. Yeah, that's cool. It's football, innit? You lot can do that, innit? We've both been in the game. He's been in the game longer than me. I've been in the game a short space of time, but we're not going to live or die by whatever. As I say on my platform, I don't tell you what to think, just think. And I welcome opinions, man. But George, send me those links. I can put them in the descriptions. I ain't going to be able to sleep at night if you don't. Hit the like button, subscribe. Everyone else enjoy their Fridays. George, my killer, man. One love. In a bit, my showski.
I think it's like